Good morning. Greetings of the day to the distinguished speakers of today's international webinar on bamboo and inspirational material for the Indian construction industry, ensuring beauty and performance while fulfilling UN SDG climate resilience goals. Also, a very nice day to all our viewers and thank you for attending this webinar. I consider this as my privilege and honor to welcome Honorable Shri Suresh Prabhuji, Chairman, India Bamboo Forum, Member of Parliament, and India Sherpa for G7 and G20. Our keynote speaker, Architect David Sands, co-founder of Bamboo Living, and our honorable speakers, Mr. Kumar Gupta, Director General and CEO of CREDAI, Architect Habib Khan, President, Council of Architecture, Mr. Pankaj Dharkar, Chairman, ASSOCHAM, Council for Green and Eco-Friendly Movement, and Mr. Abasaheb Kale, Joint Secretary, Global Association for Corporate Services. Each one of them are pioneers and leaders in multiple areas of life and have contributed immensely to the cause of humanity and the environment. We are here to benefit by the generous sharing of knowledge and experience. The coming decade of 2020-2030 is declared as an environmental restoration decade by UN. It is of crucial importance that we adopt the Sustainable Development Goals in all areas of life. Thus, sustainability is not only a need of developing nations such as India, but the entire globe. Bamboo has proven itself as the most sustainable raw material. Being the fastest growing biomass, it is the most efficient carbon sequester. Its unique strengths in both compression and tension make it attractive for the construction industry. Its extensive use will help us earn the carbon credits and boost the economy through various stakeholders. As a true visionary, even before sustainability became a buzzword, Honorable Shri Suresh Prabhuji launched the Bamboo Development Plan for India and forged strong connections with INBAR, the International Network for Bamboo and Rattan. Indian government at both state and central levels have provided the necessary incentives for cultivation and processing of bamboo. We have Indian standards for bamboo in place. Public Works Department has accepted bamboo as construction material and SSR rates are available for bamboo components. As a demonstration model, the state of Maharashtra has constructed the Bamboo Research and Training Institute at Chandrapur, a building complex of more than 1 lakh square feet using bamboo. It is up to the architects, engineers, and industry leaders to accept and popularize bamboo as a construction material and contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals. It is also important to connect with the international developments in the bamboo sector. Today's keynote speaker, Architect David Sands, through his pioneering work spanning over 25 years, has made structural bamboo acceptable in the United States through the development of necessary standards and codes. Shortly after the launch of India Bamboo Forum, Dr. Linda Spedding contacted Shri Suresh Prabhuji and expressed her desire to connect with the India Bamboo Forum and contribute. Considering the huge potential of the Indian bamboo sector, it would be a welcome step for promotion of bamboo as an internationally accepted structural material. David Sands is the chief architect and co-founder of Bamboo Living and a LEED certified professional. David Sands is a true visionary. Born and raised in Florida, he received his master's in architecture in 1982 from the University of Florida. While in undergraduate school at Washington and Lee in Virginia, his Chinese art professor first introduced him to bamboo as the metaphor for perfected human being. David served on the INBAR committee to develop the International Standard Organization's ISO standard for structural bamboo. After relocating to Hawaii in 1988, he co-founded Bamboo Living with Jeffrey Trudeau in 1995. Since then, Bamboo Living has designed and constructed more than 500 homes and buildings in USA and across the globe. He is an international speaker on the subject of structural bamboo, presenting at conferences in Beijing, Hanoi, Mexico, Costa Rica, among others. David has also been a presenter for the American Institute of Architects National Convention, the American Bamboo Society National Conference, and a keynote speaker from the World Bamboo Congress in Bangkok. Through his meticulous work, he has made bamboo structures accessible and acceptable through the development of the necessary codes in US, and we definitely stand to gain by his guidance for the further development of codes for bamboo as a structural material. Our honorary member of parliament, Shri Suresh Prabhuji, during his political career has been a minister of industry, environment and forests, fertilizers and chemicals, power, railways, commerce and industry, and civil aviation. He is India's Sherpa to G7 and G20. He is a part of 16 global organizations and 9 strategic dialogues. His contributions and achievements are too numerous to be enlisted here. Crucial to today's webinar is the fact that he launched the Bamboo Development Plan for India and signed multiple treaties with INBAR and bamboo and cane development centers in India. He has mentored and nourished the bamboo sector in India in the areas of cultivation, processing, and conversion into products of excellence. The India Bamboo Forum was conceived and launched by him to give boost to the bamboo sector by promoting entrepreneurship, research, and trade in high-quality bamboo products in a sustainable manner. The forum will work actively with the stakeholders from institutions from within India and abroad, policymakers and industry, and identify specific thematic areas that require resolution at the state and national ecosystems. The growth of bamboo sector will help prevent deforestation, create jobs, and help increase the farmers' income. I take this opportunity to invite Honorable Shri Suresh Prabhuji to guide us with his inaugural speech. Thank you.
So, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Maybe late good evening to my friends in US, and really welcome this opportunity to meet so many of you who are truly nature lovers, bamboo lovers, as well as a sense of aesthetics, and are really caring for our nature in a significant way. And as well as complete idea we were talking behind the entire initiative that we are taking to work on bamboo, and in the process have so many little benefits as a result of that. So I really appreciate this, and thank you, Professor Nabo, for doing that. I would also like to thank Mr. Sanju Karpe, who is really trying to work on this bamboo forum with his complete dedication, and Mr. Magar and others who are trying to work with him. I really appreciate them, and despite some unfortunate incidents in the life of Mr. Magar, he is trying to promote it. So I really welcome this, and also provide him all our support at a time, difficult times like this, to his family. Let me thank firstly a professor from United States who is going to be speaking just after this. And in fact, Professor David Sands, is one of the very important champion for bamboo for a long time. And I know my dear friend, Dr. Linda Speeding, who actually called me immediately after she read the news about Bamboo Forum and she connected with all of them. So I really appreciate her effort as well in bringing these great people together. I am very thankful to Mr. Pramod Kumar Gupta, who is now the DG and the CEO for CREDA, the apex body of the entire construction industry, because they will be using it in a very significant way, as well as Mr. Habib Ahmed Khan, who is a principal, who is the president of the Council of Architecture. I think that's the most important body, which because ultimately what construction material should be used will be decided by the architects and their sense of beauty, as well as I would say their sense of beauty but their sense of duty toward nature. If you combine both together, I am sure Mr. Habib Khan and all his colleagues will definitely try to work towards it. And of course, I'm very happy that Mr. Pankaj Dharkar, who is now the chairman for the Association National Council for Green and Eco-Friendly Movement, is also participating in this program, which will be really very helpful for doing all that is necessary. And I'm very happy that Joint Secretary, who is joining in this, Mr. Abar Sahib Kale. He is the Disaster Management Global Assistance for Corporate Services. I think this is another important issue because they will realize that bamboo is always helpful for you during the disaster. So I really thank you. And I'm very happy that Dr. Linda, who is doing thinking on many important issues globally, she will be also part of our program together. So really speaking, it's a very important event and very glad that all of you come together. As we already know about the background for Bamboo Forum, because this brings together, in fact, this particular program illustrates why we needed a Bamboo Forum. Architects, policymakers, builders, thinkers, designers, all of them have come together. But how they could come together because they work in diverse fields and they have their own domains of expertise, knowledge, and their own priorities for working. So the forum offers that opportunity to bring everybody together. Because many times it happens, it always happens in life. We have a common cause, but we work in different directions. When we bring them together on a common platform, then suddenly we realize, oh my God, we could arrive and derive so much of benefit by just being together. That's the whole purpose of Bamboo Forum. And I'm very happy that so many of you have joined the forum. It's my responsibility to ensure that we take it forward to the logical level. And today, I think this is an international seminar. So India Bamboo Forum, probably after some time will have to be called as I will have to become not India but International Bamboo Forum. I think that is what ultimately it should be, it would be. But our focus today is on ensuring that how can India benefit from using the nature's bounty of bamboo for productive purposes. It will benefit farmers to begin with because they are the ones who grow it, but it also benefit the users who will be using it as a construction material, but who will be also using it as many, many more value-added products. The designers will come forward. So I would request Mr. Khan to please get more designers involved and will request Mr. Khan to organize one specific event with architects and designers about what is that we can do. I am very happy that National Institute of Design, which is actually the premier body of designers, and I was responsible for them as their guardian when I was the Minister of Commerce and Industry, and I've seen their great work. I think NID should take the lead and bring together all of them, and we can have not just one, few days of brainstorming sessions in which what is that we can make out of bamboo. Once we do that, once we know the designs, we'll get all the exporters involved and tell them that why don't you now export these products globally? We'll involve the platform of GEM, which was also under my previous responsibility of Commerce Industry Minister, to promote these products so that governments can buy this in a significant way. But I must say, to the credit of our governments, that many state governments have come forward and included it into their purchase requirements as bamboo. This is very important because even US took so many years to achieve this particular objective. So I think this is a very important development that is going on. People are coming forward. People are moving ahead. You cannot imagine. The world is thinking. My friend who was from the United States will tell you, and if I'm Linda, who is from UK. So UK is going to be hosting the next COP26 for the climate change. As well as, of course, they are actually holding presidency for G7, and India has been invited. Prime Minister Modi will attend it. But on the other side, US, who have appointed a senior leader, a statesman, Secretary John Kerry, as a special envoy of the president-elect to take care of this agenda for climate change. Just imagine, UK also is thinking of COP26. My dear friend, Mr. Sharma, Alok Sharma, who is the president of COP26, my good friend of mine. So, of course, Mr. Kerry, I know very well. So, I'm very happy that when we are taking such initiatives, how do you actually work on climate change? We need many things. We need to change energy mix. We need to bring carbon sinks, many things. But one of the things is bamboo can help in climate change. It will avoid deforestation, so obviously the carbon sinks will be intact. So we have a solution for addressing one of the biggest global challenge, and that's the challenges in coming in the form of climate change can also be partly addressed by bamboo. So bamboo will help that. Secondly, the biggest challenge, and the credit Mr. Gupta will tell you as well as Mr. Khan as architect will tell you, the biggest challenge for construction industry in future is going to be the materials. The availability of material is going to be a biggest problem, because even if you take stone, you don't get, or you want to make cement, the limestone that is required to make that, all of that is not available for permanently. Whereas, so therefore the material shortage is going to be a big challenge for the construction industry, besides the environmental challenges that they pose. But availability itself is going to be a problem. Now here, construction material like bamboo can be growing very fast. So you can have a material which can be really, really sustainable, renewable. It is available constantly. It renews all the time. So this is another advantage where the world is going to face a big problem about scarcity and shortage of materials over a period of time. In that context, again, I'm very happy to note that bamboo will play a pivotal role. I'm very looking forward to, because I am already a lover of bamboo. So I don't want to tell you something how much more I love. It's like telling your wife after having married her for 25 years, on the 25th years, how much I love you. Because she said, I know you because you have been with me for 25 years. So I love bamboo anyway, so I don't want to repeat it again. But I would like to request my friends who are participating in this program that please try to take this forward. I'm really thankful to Professor Naba for actually taking this initiative, as well as my friend Mr. Karpe, and all these important players, whether it is Mr. David Sands, Mr. Gupta, Mr. Khan, Mr. Dharkar, all of them, and of course Mr. Kale, all of them together will have a shared responsibility of taking this forward to the next level. We'll not stop until we help environment, unless we create employment more through this process, unless we add to economy by using bamboo as a source. We always help farmers by doing this, and we do everything. So it's a win-win-win. There's no loser into this. So this is where bamboo comes in, and therefore I really wish to thank you for that. In fact, I must thank nature for creating such a wonder crop like bamboo for all of us. I really pray to God that we'll continue to work on this initiative together. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, uh, Honorable Suresh Prabhuji. You have really set the context and the stage for the future events for bamboo as a construction material. I now request architect David Sands to start with his keynote lecture. All of us are eagerly waiting. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm grateful for the good work that Honorable Sri Suresh Prabhu has done, and for the work that the India Bamboo Forum is doing to make forward progress and, again, make the world a better place for all of us. So I'll dive into my presentation now. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Great. So, as was mentioned, I've been working with bamboo for over 25 years now. And the goal for me is really the value that bamboo offers to the environment. Again, the creation of climate positive building materials. So that'll be the basis of the discussion, but also the all of the additional values that come with it as well, the social values and the upliftment that comes as part of the bamboo economy.
David, excuse me, your presentation is not shared.
Oh, okay. So I have to share screen. Let's see. Share screen. Okay. And application window is, I guess I can do my entire. Where did my presentation go? Okay. Let me exit that. Great. Okay, I think this will do it. Can you see my the presentation now? Okay,
Yes.
wonderful,
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you. And so again, my gratitude and appreciation for the opportunity to be here and to present to you. So the big, I always like to start with a question and look at that question as something as an opportunity. So what if India could become the world leader in climate, addressing climate change in a single decade, and while expanding its economy? And I really believe, and I believe a number of the people here believe with me, that bamboo offers that opportunity. So I'd love for us to explore that together. As you know, bamboo is the fastest growing plant, and as such is the fastest way to get CO2 out of the atmosphere. 10 times faster than most trees, 12 times faster than Douglas fir used for construction in the US. And in the process of developing a bamboo economy, we're going to be able to create jobs, address social issues, and make money and expand the economy. So every acre of bamboo that goes into production is saving 10 acres of trees from being cut. This is a very significant number in that as we plant a million hectares of bamboo, we are actually taking 10 million acres of forest offline, and those trees can continue to grow for decades and for even another century, while bamboo is replacing the use of wood in the construction industry, and that process really changing the climate on the planet for the positive in terms of a very positive drawdown. Again, concrete is the default building material in India and in much of the world right now. And concrete and steel, unfortunately, are responsible for 17% of global emissions. The switch to bamboo can radically change that, and quite fast. Bamboo is 2.5 times as strong as steel on a weight basis. The mass timber construction is now being used for mid-rise and high-rise buildings, and the swap to bamboo instead of wood, again, is saving, for every acre of bamboo put into production, we're saving 10 acres of trees from being cut. And the fascinating thing with the trees is they'll continue to sequester carbon at larger and larger levels. The bamboo will be sequestering the carbon as the building material. So prefabricated bamboo mass timber buildings will become less expensive than concrete, wood, and steel. This is inevitable in that there is that 1-to-10 ratio for land use between the wood and the bamboo. And the wood, again, as we're able to drop below the price of wood, we're also going to be below the price of concrete and steel. So mass timber is now cutting edge in the US and Europe. It's in all the publications. It gets the most coverage in press in terms of new buildings and innovative ideas that can address the climate change issues facing us and do it at a scale. Mass timber, again, lends itself to off-site prefabrication and rapid on-site assembly. These parts are actually built in a factory, trucked to the site, and then craned into place, and the buildings can go together phenomenally rapidly. And again, that rapid on-site assembly is such an important piece. And it's done, again, with cranes and with connectors, and you can see the kind of spans you can get with the wood mass timber. And again, that rapid assembly being a very important factor. That's going to impact the price of a bamboo building as compared to a concrete building, in that the labor element, as labor increases around the world, we need to become more efficient with it. And again, bamboo provides that opportunity. And off-site prefabrication for entire systems, such as wall systems, including windows, kitchen units for multi-story housing, and again, the entire floor and wall systems. So that's reducing on-site work from to days and weeks instead of months. And this has a dramatic impact on the cost of construction. So sadly, we passed a major milestone in 2020. Just last month, it was announced that there's now more weight of man-made material than life on the planet. And that total area of building is projected to double in the next 40 years. So we really have to address this, and again, bamboo provides that opportunity for us. Built of bamboo, all those buildings that are going to be built over the next 40 years could become storage mechanisms for atmospheric CO2. Every ton of bamboo material is taking down more than a ton of CO2. The carbon is about 50% of the weight of the bamboo, and carbon is about 1/3 of the molecular weight of CO2. So again, it has a dramatic leveraging effect that's really powerful. And again, built of bamboo, those buildings can become a solution for the climate crisis. And again, there are buildings in the works for super high rise. This was an 80-story building that's in development for London. Another piece is that bamboo in the power sector, again, there's waste product that's developed in the development of the engineered bamboo material. And all of that product can be used as biomass, as you know. And again, right now, India has a projected increase in coal power from 205 gigawatts to 266 by 2030. And as those coal-powered plants come online, bamboo is the perfect fuel for converting them and the old coal power plants to biofuel and making them carbon neutral. Bamboo does have, we've done some studies. Our chairman is the former vice president of one of the large utilities in the US, Progress Power. And so we've been looking at the ash content of bamboo and its development as a biofuel for the US. And what we're seeing is it's the perfect fuel for converting older coal power units to biomass, in where they're using chain grates, and the combustion temperature is lower than the more recent coal units. And so with the more recent units, there's some work that needs to be done. Because of the higher combustion chamber temperatures, you can get vaporization of silica, which can end up being deposited on the heat exchange units. And again, with the old coal chain fed units with the lower combustion temperatures, that's not an issue. So there's a tremendous CSR opportunity, as it has been mentioned. And one of the pieces is really making and designing a world that works for all of us. You know, as an architect, I'm a designer. And really, what we need to do is design our cultures and our infrastructure to really accommodate the success of the largest number of people. Some years ago, I was the guest of the Prime Minister of Bhutan, who developed the concept of governing by the gross national happiness in terms of making governmental decisions based on the common good. And you know, that's such an important piece for all of us to be doing that. And I'm grateful to the Honorable Sri Suresh Prabhu for his work in that area. And again, with the CRS opportunity, we can provide income to rural poor, which is very, very important. Creating jobs for women. Again, bamboo being a smaller, with the nurseries in particular, our nurseries are being run by women. And in the reforestation, this is a huge piece here in terms of the climate impact. There's Satguru is in India is working to get billions of trees planted, and that's an essential piece of addressing climate change. And the reforestation with bamboo can be an important element of that, in that it provides a forest product. We've been talking to Eden, which is the largest tree planting organization in the world. And they are looking at developing some projects with bamboo as part of the agroforestry aspect, because one of the pieces about planting trees is you want those trees to keep growing for decades into the next century to continue drawing down carbon, but you need a source of income for the people that are planting those trees. So the bamboo provides that. Also with flood mitigation, we're working now in the Philippines on a large-scale project, working to plant 50,000 hectares there. And a part of that is working with the Red Cross, planting along watersheds. They've had tremendous problem because of deforestation with flooding. They lost several thousand people in the last flood. And right now, there's significant mass planting of bamboo to address the flooding issues. Also, the fascinating thing with bamboo is it's a very powerful tool for groundwater recharge. One of the Satguru had mentioned that when he was growing up, that much of India was covered with tropical forest, and sadly, as forest is cut, again, that's happened throughout the world, the climate changes. So you end up with a drier climate because the trees aren't holding the water and recharging the aquifers. And because bamboo grows so fast and it has this root mass, it's an exceptional tool for recharging aquifers and rebuilding the groundwater. And again, for water purification, it reduces runoff and erosion. That's we're planting again along watersheds in the Philippines now, where because of deforestation, the banks are eroding, and again, the planting of the bamboo is helping purify the streams. And again, another piece is there's an associate that has been working with bamboo for wastewater remediation, where again, the living systems where they'll run wastewater through a series of channels, and the bamboo is very good with being able to take up the wastewater and take care of the nutrients and turn that into bamboo growth and creating a safe discharge. One of the things that we're working on right now is the development of carbon credits for the bamboo. Again, the carbon credit revenue is available to incentivize the planting and improve the profitability for farmers. That was one of the concerns and the reasons that was presented in terms of the India Bamboo Forum, that why there hasn't been a faster uptake of bamboo as a agricultural crop. There's two sides of that. One of them is the creating high value products so that we can pay the farmer a good wage for growing the bamboo. But the other piece of that is really the additionality of having the carbon credit revenue that goes back to the farmers to really support them in the planting and the maintenance of the bamboo. And our project in the Philippines addresses actually all 17 of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which is extremely unusual for a project. And projects in India could easily address most of those goals just by focused attention on that. So the large-scale planting of bamboo equals large-scale carbon drawdown. 1 million hectares of bamboo planted equals 1% of global CO2 emissions sequestered and 10 million hectares of forests saved. Throughout Southeast Asia, and I'll show you where we're working in the Philippines, where the deforestation has really changed the climate and created significant challenges for the society there. And bamboo is already being used, and we're moving it to scale to address those issues. And that opportunity exists for India as well. Where we're working in Florida, the citrus industry used to have 900,000 acres of citrus. That's about maybe 400,000 hectares of citrus. And sadly, it's been attacked by two invasive diseases, canker and greening. So it's already down to 1/3 of its original area. And those farmers are scrambling to find another crop. And we're right now working with a 5,000 acre project there, and with the goal of expanding that to hundreds of thousands. So with Amit Nirbhar Bharat, make for India and sell to the world, there's an opportunity there to really do something that's great for India internally, but also is really helping the world and is improving the trade balance in India with a valuable source of export. And those products can include engineered bamboo lumber products for the US and European markets as those mass timber markets expand. And that includes CLT, which is cross-laminated timber, LVL, which is laminated veneer lumber, and high-end decorative products. That's exactly what we're doing in the US with the products from the Philippines. And we can be doing the same thing from India. So I started Bamboo Living about 26 years ago. More recently, in 2009, I presented at the World Bamboo Congress in Bangkok a strategy for carbon sequestration. And working with Walter Lise, one of the top researchers in the world, on how the elements of that strategy would need to be adapted to bamboo and to make it really work for long-term carbon sequestration. So this company, Rhizome, is the outgrowth of that, and it's really focused on engineered building materials. So the motivation here is that global construction is an ecological disaster. Concrete and steel are responsible for 17% of global CO2 emissions, and wood is responsible for 18 million acres a year of deforestation. So we need to find alternatives, and bamboo is a phenomenally excellent alternative. It's technically superior, it's climate positive, and it can be built for the same price or less as we bring it to scale. So again, we talked about the carbon drawdown aspect of the bamboo. We talked about the higher strength of the bamboo, and that it's on a strength to weight ratio, it's 2.5 times that of steel. And then the regenerative quality, which is that it takes so much less land area for trees to generate the same amount of material. And a fascinating thing that has come up for us, when we treat the bamboo for pests, we ended up with a Class A fire resistance rating, which is a huge step in terms of high multi-story timber buildings. So this is the company Bamboo Living that I started 26 years ago. We've been building homes using the round culms of bamboo. We've been working in Vietnam for 26 years, and the company is based here in Hawaii and Vietnam. My inspiration was an architect out of the Philippines named Simon Velez. When I saw what he was doing with bamboo, I realized that this material has some phenomenal structural qualities that really need to be taken advantage of. So I worked on that. It took us 7 years of working with ICC, the International Code Council. They write about 90% of the building codes used in the United States. We developed this evaluation services report. A similar report like this is required by all engineered lumber used in the US. So again, this was a 7-year project, which we completed in 2004. And then we've been doing houses. It's been fascinating. We really had an amazing client list. This was a house for the rock star Sammy Hagar that we did on Maui. This house, a similar model of it, was assembled in 2 days. So we actually do off-site prefabrication, and then on-site, the building again was under roof in 2 days. This is a home for he was the star of Mike Myers' last movie, Shep Gordon. He was a producer in Hollywood for many years and a wonderful environmentalist and really helpful in us getting our company off the ground. This is a home for him on Maui on the beach there. This is a multi-unit condominium that we've done in Hawaii. And again, doing resorts as well. This is a little resort in Hawaii. We've done resorts in the South Pacific, in the Caribbean, and Central America. So we're really interested in thinking of the world as a global village and really learning how to, work across the boundaries and recognize our essential unity. And so this is an interior of a house we've done, and the bamboo can go all the way down to the level of cabinets and flooring and all of the elements of construction. This is the type of material that we're doing with the new company, Rhizome. It's engineered, laid up, laminated material, making beams and sheathing, all the different elements for construction, and large scale panels like in the mass timber construction. And again, being able to do multi-story buildings quickly, something that goes up in weeks as each floor is laid into place and the crane lifts to the next floor. So Rhizome engineered bamboo material, we're on track to reach a price parity with wood at the end of 2022. In the meantime, we're focused on the combination of decorative and structural markets. There's been a big issue in the US where the wood companies, they've been cutting younger and younger trees. And because of that, there's more and more sapwood. And because of that, the log utilization has been dropping. So they have been looking for an alternative, a material to add to their engineered lumber products that will allow them to meet the building code standards. And again, bamboo is the fastest carbon sequestration technology on Earth. And again, 10 times faster than trees. And so with the carbon offset, we're working with, we're under contract with Carbon Care, or Climate Care, which is the largest broker in voluntary carbon units. And we're working on a project in the Philippines to plant 50,000 hectares there. And we'd like to be engaged in India in doing a similar size project. We're in discussions with a number of large multinational companies that are looking to offset their entire CO2 output, their entire emissions. Again, Microsoft is looking at all the emissions through the entire life of their company. And there's several companies that are coming online to do that. And we developed a RFID and blockchain system for tracking so that we can guarantee that the bamboo that's being planted is the bamboo that's the carbon that is being sequestered, and then working in and developing that global B2B marketplace. And the year-over-year growth in the voluntary carbon market, the last measurement was 342%. So it's a growing opportunity. So sadly, much of the Philippines has been deforested. This is a view of one of the islands where we're working. And again, this used to be forest cover. And the steeper slopes now, they're getting significant problems with erosion. And they've had an aggressive grass that has grown back that when they try to replant the trees during the dry season, because the climate has gotten drier, they'll have wildfires and all the little trees get burnt, and the only thing that survives is the bamboo. So they've been planting bamboo for 20 years, and now we're actually expanding that to develop a rapid drawdown project for them, and reforestation. So one of the wonderful things is that the bamboo itself provides that opportunity. Every culm of the bamboo that we harvest, there's 10 to 12 of these branch cuttings that can be harvested from it. And those can be harvested actually while the culm is still standing. Also, there's an opportunity for women in that Dr. Myrna on the right is managing our nurseries for this project. And again, with mostly women working in the nursery. And again, you can see how rapidly the propagation can happen just simply through the branch cuttings. And also, we're working with a group in Florida on it's tissue culture, which is even faster than this extremely fast method. So we're working with the giant bamboos. India has a number of those species. In the Philippines, our focus has been on Dendrocalamus asper, which you see the person standing in front of. And in Florida, we're working with Dendrocalamus giganteus as well as asper. The giganteus in that climate comes to a larger size, and that's really important for us in terms of choice of species. So our big vision for this is to draw down 10 gigatons of CO2 by 2050. That's in the next 30 years. That's 10 billion tons of carbon dioxide. We can't do it ourselves. We need partners to make this happen. And we need partners like the India Bamboo Forum and the industry partners in India for doing a large-scale project there. We're excited to be introduced to you through our good friend, Dr. Linda Spedding, and we're grateful for this opportunity to present our work. And again, in that process of developing that huge drawdown, we'll be replacing more than 2% of global building materials and making a huge, huge difference. As you can see in the background, this project is a project for Tokyo for a mass timber project there that's in the design phase. And again, do contact us. This is my contact information and Dr. Spedding's as well. And we're, again, so grateful to have this opportunity, and we thank you so much.
Thank you so much, David, for your inspiring keynote lecture.
Thank you.
What we gather is that bamboo, today we are not looking at only a construction material, but an overall blessing in terms of resolving the ills caused by industrialization, may it be deforestation or water issues. I think it's a blessing that the climate can be benefited. So by using it for construction material, we'll be increasing the cultivation of it, and in turn it will lend to so many other benefits which will help us achieve the sustainable development goals. Thank you so much for enlightening us. Now we will open up the question and answer session. There is a question from Mr. Pankaj Dharkar, who is part of the speakers. So he says, how are the fire properties getting addressed, especially in high-rise? Is NFPA giving the support, and are any special sections being created?
Sure.
Could you please help?
Yes, please. So in the US, the code was recently changed to allow up to 18 stories with mass timber construction. And the way that works is what they found is that in a fire condition, the wood will char externally, and but at the same time, what that does, that charring creates an insulative layer around the core of the wood. So they're designing with that the size of that core minus the char to give the proper sizing of the materials. And then again, with the addition of fire sprinkling and additional fire separations and things like that make that possible. Again, that project in London is looking at 80 stories, and that where I feel like the opportunity with bamboo and the fact that we can get a Class A fire rating, which is phenomenal in terms of being able to keep a fire from starting and spreading. So even better than just letting it burn and charring, keeping it from ever actually moving from one part of the structure to another.
You talked about the cost equivalence of bamboo and timber, which will happen soon. What kind of steps are you envisaging for doing that?
Sure. It's really getting bamboo to scale. So again, we're doing a large-scale planting in the Philippines. That bamboo will only come online in about 6 to 7 years as it fully matures. But in the meantime, thousands and thousands of hectares have been previously planted, and that is our source material for growing the bamboo mass timber movement to scale. With India, you have a similar opportunity in that there is existing bamboo that's being grown in a number of parts of the country. I know in the Northeast, when I was in Bhutan, I was seeing truck after truck of bamboo coming from India for formwork for buildings being built in Bhutan. And so really, rather than using it as formwork, it could become the ultimate building material and really replacing concrete as that material of choice for much of construction. Of course, we'll always have the concrete foundations and, where there's contact with ground. And again, with bamboo being an organic material, there's always the work of protecting it, weatherizing it and protecting it from the elements. But that's, again, part of design process. That's what architects do. So there's an opportunity there.
The next question is, which product assemblies are A1 fire rating in bamboo?
Yeah, so what we've done is when we went through the building code process for bamboo living, which was the pole construction, that's where we got the surprising result of the Class A rating. Right now, we're in that process with the laminated materials, and as we have those test results coming back, then we'll be able to publish them, but they're not yet published.
The bamboo plantation in organized manner are taking off recently in India, but much of our bamboo lies in forests, which is of multiple species. Is there a possibility of harvesting that bamboo for the engineered timber?
There certainly is. There's some additional cost to that, but one of the wonderful things with it, it can bring additional income to rural and forest dwellers. And the wonderful thing about bamboo is you're not killing the plant by harvesting. So you can, for a number of the tropical clumping bamboos like asper, you can harvest the 3-year-old material and leave the 1 and 2-year-old culms to continue to mature. And you can be harvesting every year out of the forest that way.
Yes, I think that is a very wonderful news, because although we have so much of land under bamboo plantation, we were not sure as to what to do with the bamboo in the forest. So thank you for that input.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the chat box is full of congratulations and on your excellent presentation, David.
Well,
And
thank you. Thank
we definitely look forward to your guidance and association in terms of further developing our codes and taking bamboo to further heights and use in our industries and construction and design.
Oh, thank you. I look forward to that opportunity. I have a really a warm regard for India. I've been studying yoga. I do asana, pranayama, and meditation daily, and have studied under a number of very revered teachers from India. And so I would love to see us work together to really bring bamboo to scale in India. And I'm grateful for all the work that you have been doing and your organization. So we'd love to partner with you and in finding industrial partners in India as well. And we're really grateful for the opportunity to presenting to you and share our love for bamboo and the opportunity that it presents for bringing more good into the world.
Thank you so much, David. One last question which has been put up. So do you mainly focus on hybrid structures with RCC and bamboo, or standalone bamboo buildings?
So we're right now, because of where the industry is in the U.S., we're looking at hybrid mass timber, because again, as I mentioned, we're solving a huge problem for the wood industry there. There's an opportunity, as you saw in some of the slides of the mass timber buildings, to do hybrids where you've got a lower level of concrete and then the upper level being the mass timber, the lighter weight. You're reducing the size of the foundations needed and reducing the amount of concrete needed in total for the buildings. So yes, there's a tremendous opportunity in the hybrid forms of construction.
Thank you again for clearing that doubt.
Thank you.
Yeah. If Dr. Linda is in the audience, would she like to ask any questions?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Hi, Linda. Wonderful.
Hello.
Yes. Great.
Good morning. Yes. This is a wonderful meeting of minds and energy this morning. I'm very happy to see you all discussing this. I do hope you can hear me clearly, because sometimes I can't hear you so well because of interference. But I very much like to honor the contribution of Sri Suresh Prabhu and all of you at the India Bamboo Forum. And I also think that this today inaugurates a wonderful clarity over what can be done internationally in this context. I think for many people in the world, apart from those who are very much involved in this industry and in the whole hope that bamboo can bring, I think that many people consider bamboo, they have a mindset about bamboo, which is for very small accessories and smaller usage. And I think what Rise Own is doing under David's inspiration and pioneering work is to take us so much forward to try and solve some of the sustainable issues in the world. We've got ourselves in a mess as human beings, and we have to get ourselves out of that mess. And I think that the whole idea of the environmental restoration decade by the UN is a marvelous way for us to keep moving. As David has said, in the Philippines, RISEM has completed 17 sustainable development goals, fulfill that. And my question to David, because we have been interacting for many years, is how and when we think that RISEM could perhaps integrate and implement that CSR opportunity, especially.
Sure. Well, thank you.
Of this wonderful government.
Yes, and my thought is that it's the opportunity there is to do a pilot CSR project in India. Again, is finding the right partners for that project. You know, that out of the relationships that the India Bamboo Forum has, there might be an opportunity there where we can work together to bring that forward. Our head of carbon is a former vice president of Boeing. He's an engineer. He's really helped us develop the carbon drawdown program for the Philippines and the one we're working on for Florida as well. And we'd be thrilled to be working on a similar project for India. And I do think that pilot, it would take about 500 hectares. That would justify a production facility. So something along that scale would be a great CSR beginning.
I think what you've already done in the Philippines in helping the farmers is something that we could consider, because obviously the plight of farmers in so many parts of the world, including India, is a major concern. And
Right.
I think this solution is something that perhaps we can continue that dialogue. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I really, one of the wonderful things about working in the Philippines has been the ability to bring jobs to an area that really hasn't had economic opportunity. Since the logging happened, their natural resources are limited. And again, bamboo is providing an opportunity for the farmers, for the harvesters, and really at every level. So that would be a similar opportunity there in India. And we'd love to be a part of that.
My final question actually is about the strategy in India and the importance now of bamboo there. How far, in order to make this massive carbon sequestration project, how far we can start that discussion on India contributing. India is so important in the world economy and how sustainability goes. And to have a pilot project there on carbon sequestration would be a wonderful contribution to these issues. And I was wondering if we could contemplate and see who we could talk to.
That would be wonderful to know, perhaps through the India Bamboo Forum, the right partners for that. We can put something together that would be, could move quite quickly. That's really the goal with this. The faster that we can implement, the faster that we're addressing the climate issues. So we're highly motivated to make that happen.
That's wonderful. I think I should thank Linda for asking most relevant questions, which are a guiding force for the Indian industry. And I think your global concerns for humanity and environment show a certain spiritual background, and I must thank you for that. Um, David, I think just one last question which has come from the audience is about the commerce. That is, what is the cost of constructing a bamboo building in US dollars per square feet?
Sure. So in the cost of construction varies significantly in different parts of the U.S. What we're able to do is actually match quality construction right now. But as we're scaling up, we will become the least expensive option for construction. We're just not there yet. But in the meantime, there's again, it's a kind of a reverse pyramid. Is the smallest market is the highest value, and then as the bamboo becomes commoditized and is going into increasingly larger projects, the price per unit is going to drop. And again, that is an important piece of this puzzle in terms of solving the climate crisis.
Okay, thank you so much, David. And it was really an enlightening morning for all of us here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We look forward to multiple associations with you from all the stakeholders here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will be in touch. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. I think we will now start with the other dignitaries and speakers. Our next honorable speaker of the day is Kumar Gupta ji. He is the Director General and CEO at Confederation of Real Estate Developers and Association of India, CREDAI. CREDAI is an apex body of private real estate developers spread across India. CREDAI was established in 1999 with a vision of transforming the landscape of Indian real estate industry and a mandate to pursue the cause of housing and habitat. CREDAI's membership has grown over to 20,000 members spread across 21 states and 220 city chapters across India. Pramat Kumar Gupta ji served as Principal Chief Commissioner of Income Tax, Government of India. He has held various assignments in investigation, administration, vigilance, and judicial. He is the author of Computer-Aided Scrutiny Selection of Cases in the Income Tax Department and the Central Action Plan. He has been acknowledged and rewarded for his exemplary role in the Income Tax Department. I now request Pramat Kumar Gupta ji to enlighten the audience on his views on today's topic and its relevance to CREDAI.
Honorable Mr. Suresh Prabhuji, Mr. David Sands, other fellow speakers, and the distinguished audience from the construction and other sectors. I am really honored to address this forum today, but I must inform you that actually it was Mr. Satish Magar, the National President of the CREDAI, who was supposed to be addressing today, but then because of some unavoidable family issues, he couldn't. Therefore, I'm here by default, but it's a sheer pleasure to be here. At the outset, I must congratulate Mr. Prabhu and his team for putting together this very important forum and engaging all the stakeholders in today's discussion. I must also say that after hearing Mr. Sands and having heard him at length, I am positive that the role of bamboo in the Indian construction sector is set to grow in the years to come. Friends, as the representative of the apex body of the real estate developers in India, I must admit that the construction sector in India, majorly real estate, was following the age-old techniques of construction till the end of the 20th century. This may be largely attributed to the sector's dependence on manual labor and its availability at cheaper rates. Even today, you may be knowing the sector is the second largest employer only after agriculture. Since 1999, the year in which the CREDAI was established, there has been a continuous effort to identify, adapt, and replicate innovations and technologies in the construction sector, and it leads to increased productivity and efficiency. One such example, which many real estate developers are keenly observing, is well-known method of using prefabricated parts in construction of flyovers, pillars for metro tracks, and some government projects, etc. Projects that include repetitive floor plans or layouts in their design, such as that of apartment buildings, hotels, hospitals, are using this method. While the rates of raw materials are bound to grow, developers have been exploiting options that would reduce costs, wastage, and save time. Construction companies are always looking at cutting down costs without compromising on quality. Now, friends, let me bring you back on our focus to the topic of the day, which is bamboo. As I said, it has been so enlightening hearing Mr. Sands. As most of us are aware, bamboo was an integral part of construction before brick and mortar were introduced. In its natural form, bamboo as a construction material is traditionally associated with the cultures of Southeast Asia. We all know that in India, bamboo was used to hold up single suspension bridges. Till date, bamboo is an integral part of day-to-day life in India, be it a ladder, a flagpole, or a simple utility used for drying clothes. The point I'm trying to make here, friends, is that we all know the strength and usability of bamboo, but for unknown reasons, we have been hesitant in using it at large scale in construction projects. I was told by my team over the past few decades, there has been a growing interest in using round bamboo poles for construction, primarily because of its sustainability, which is a welcome trend. Using laminated sheets of bamboo for construction, for flooring has been a regular affair in China and Japan since the mid-90s. There is a need to increase awareness among stakeholders on the usability and advantages of bamboo in construction. With the right kind of communication material, sustained efforts, and continuous persuasion, I am sure the acceptability of bamboo will definitely increase in the days to come. But then I would also like to sound a note of caution. Ensuring availability in big cities and acceptability by authorities is going to be a challenge here. Also, training the workforce and creating confidence in the project execution team will take the usage of bamboo in a long way. However, I am really optimistic, like each one of us here today, and hope that we, in the days to come, are able to translate policy decisions into practice. With these words, I thank all of you. Thank you for this wonderful, informative forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pramodji, for your inspiring words. And I'm sure it will go a long way in terms of connecting the construction industry and bamboo. Thank you so much. Our next honorable speaker is Architect Habib Ahmed Khan, President, Council of Architecture. The Council of Architecture has been constituted by the Government of India under the provision of the Architects Act 1972. The Act provides for registration of architects, standards of education, recognized qualifications, and standards of practice to be complied with by the practicing architects. The Council of Architecture is charged with the responsibility to regulate the education and practice of profession throughout India, besides maintaining the Register of Architects. Architect Habib Khan is a gold medalist from VNIT Nagpur and Master in Architectural Design from University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. A practicing architect and academician, he has brought about much needed transformation at the COA. I request Architect Habib Khan to guide us on the role COA can play in the professional contribution to the cause of bamboo and in turn the environment.
Namaskar, good morning, good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Member of Parliament Suresh Prabhuji, our keynote speaker Mr. David Sands, Moderator Vinayakji, my friend Pankaj Dharkar, Pramod Gupta ji, Abba Sahib Kale ji, other speakers, other panelists, dear audience, I bring warm greetings on behalf of the Council of Architecture. It was an eye-opening presentation by David, and we could see the potential of bamboo as a building material, what all it can do. And I'm sure all of us have learned a lot from the inspirational talks given by our keynote speaker. The pandemic has shown us the lockdown has shown us the fragile nature of the world economy, where a couple of months of shutdown has brought the trillions of dollars of economy on the brink, which makes me think that cocoon economies at various levels probably would be a solution. And local produce, organically produced building materials like bamboo probably would be the future of construction and architectural industry in our country, not only in our country but internationally, where these cocoon economies are more resilient and self-supporting and self-sufficient. Bamboo as a building material is well known but not very well accepted. And I ensure and I promise that we would do whatever we can at the level of the Council of Architecture to promote the use of such materials and such technologies in our institutions and amongst our fraternity of professionals. As suggested by Sureshji in his welcome address, we would enter into a memorandum of understanding with the IBF, and we will do all possible kind of promotion that is needed for this very vitally important and relevant construction technology and material amongst architects. We have about 1,20,000 odd architects who are registered and about 465 institutions which are regulated. We have incorporated in the revised guidelines vernacular materials, organically produced materials in the syllabi, and I ensure that we will see to it that together we can further promote this and further make our students, the future architects of our country, aware of the potential of bamboo as a building material. I will get in touch with you all very soon, and let us work together along with other co-professionals and organizations to promote this noble cause. I extend my support to this cause, and I am very happy to be here amongst all of you. And a theme which is very close to my heart in my practice, where I have been espousing vernacular architecture, traditional materials, construction techniques, and organically non-industrialized building methods. And I'm sure we will be able to make meaningful contribution to this cause. I extend warm greetings and wish all the best to all the participants, delegates, speakers, and I dream that someday bamboo would be a material of maximum acceptance, which will help our local economy rejuvenate and our local farmers and the producers get stronger economically with the use of bamboo as a building material. And it has phenomenal potential and phenomenal resilience. I'm told that the compressive strength of bamboo is twice that of concrete, and tensile strength is almost equal to steel. and in a natural material, which has a very fast turnover. This is mind-boggling, and I once again extend full cooperation on behalf of the Council of Architecture to this cause and to the IBF. And please let us work together and promote this cause. Once again, thank you so much for inviting me to be here amongst all of you. And I extend my greetings and well wishes to this to the deliberations that are to follow, and wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Habibji. It was really heartening to know your quick response and your intention to connect with the cause. I think it will take us a long way in terms of taking architecture in a meaningful way and forwarding the environmental cause. Thank you so much. Namaste. Our next honorable speaker, Mr. Pankaj Dharkar, is the chairman, ASSOCHAM, Council for Green and Eco-Friendly Movement, GEM. The Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry of India has over 100 national councils covering the entire gamut of economic activities in India. According to ASSOCHAM GEM, sustainable buildings are playing a critical role in the development of many emerging economies. India's sustainable market is estimated to double by year 2022, and 10 billion square feet valued around $35 to 50 billion, driven by increasing awareness level and environmental benefits and government support. India has emerged as one of the leading countries in terms of sustainable building projects and ranks only second after US in terms of number of projects and built up area. Yet it is only 5% of the total buildings in India. Mr. Pankaj Dharkar is a renowned MEP and green building consultant, providing innovative and sustainable solutions to the field of building engineering services like heating, ventilation, air conditioning, refrigeration, indoor air quality, fire and life safety, electrical lighting, plumbing, IBMS, security, renewable energy, and green building certification. During his rich experience of 40 years, he has successfully designed and coordinated more than 4,000 projects of various applications such as healthcare, pharmaceuticals, educational institutes, hospitality, offices, malls, software and biotech parks, data centers, diamond processing units, commercial and residential towers, banks, auditoriums, and studios. I request Mr. Dharkar to share his perspective on today's topic.
Good morning, and thanks, Vinayak ji, for that elaborate introduction. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet. Can you start the slideshow?
Are you able to give me? Can you see my screen now?
Not yet. Let me request the tech support. I think it is coming up.
Is it there?
Yes, it is there.
So, good morning again, and thank you, India Bamboo Forum, to invite me as ASSOCHAM GEM chair for this important event. Thanks for Abasa for connecting me to the India Forum, and it was a fantastic start by Suresh Prabhuji. He has been always at his best on all our forums. For years, we have been getting inspiration from a great leader of India, particularly in the field of energy and sustainability. His contribution has been immense. I was particularly impressed the way David Sands presented, and I was really happy to see the excellent work being happening globally, and it was an eye opener as Pramod Kumarji Gupta from Credai, and I endorse this my views. So thank you very much, and always happy to share diets with Habib Khanji. I think he's a person who is changing uh, entire. Bringing back credibility to all architects of the country, and so many innovative things he has done in short span of time. And of course, me as a professional in building engineering industry, when we work with architects credibility increasing, I do believe that our profession will also gain that lost glory. So thank you, Habib ji, for coming out with so many initiative, and we are from MEP fraternity are looking forward up on architectural fraternity to grow our status in the society. Friends, uh, it was wonderful starting the day, and of course, when I was going through various documents and learning about use of bamboo, and as maybe some repetition, but I will like to touch that. And bamboo is also known as green gold in Asian culture and a symbol of friendship in India. And it is the fastest growing plant, as Sir said. It can grow to 98 inches in just 24 hours, some of the bamboos, so which is a fascinating way of creating the fastest wealth. So India currently demand for bamboo is estimated at 27 million tons per year. Though we have 30% of world bamboo resources, only 50% of the demand is made domestically, and rest is being imported from China and other Southeast Asian countries, which is a pity for us. And I'm sure India Forum is taking right steps and ensuring that this phase is going to change very soon, and we are going to export to the various countries. So today, the diminishing wood resource and restriction on forest cutting has resulted in shifting on focus towards more renewable, environment-friendly, and widely available building materials. And due to rapid growth, adaptability of most climatic conditions, and superior fast-growing wood, bamboo emerges as very suitable alternative. And India, with vast resources of bamboo, has the potential to become a significant player in international bamboo exports. Bamboo provides several environmental, economic, and social benefits, being a sustainable resource that can grow under a range of climatic condition, but preferably a tropical climate, absolutely suitable for India. And the biggest advantage of bamboo being 35% more oxygen as compared to other trees, and it absorbs 40% more carbon dioxide. With the current IOQ levels in the country and the challenges we face in even dense cities like Mumbai, Pune, particularly growing cities, this can be a wonderful addition to the current landscape, which can really help on the IQ level also as compared to trees. So which can result in substantial improvement of indoor air quality. Further, cultivation of bamboo after carbon fixation controls soil erosion and purifies the environment. So another plus for bamboo. So there is a global demand for environmentally friendly and sustainable building materials, and therefore bamboo becomes a unique, efficient, natural design, which is good building material. It's a remarkable green building material. It's twice as strong as concrete and slightly stronger than steel, as David also endorsed this. And it can replace the materials and become the green steel of 21st century, said a Vietnamese architect. And I'm sure a lot of work is happening already towards the global. As I said earlier, also more oxygen captures higher amount of CO2, and therefore a good improvement of indoor air quality. So a lot of research can happen with engineers also, which has not happened unfortunately in my country. So with the India Forum, we need to work jointly, and various societies with help of Abasab will like to bring together and create this awareness in masses, which can really change. I mean, unless we do believe that unless the end customers, the end users, the people who are occupying the spaces, they don't demand the industry cannot grow. So I think that is where Ashocham Gem can come in and also help the India Bamboo Forum. It's also a renewable resource that needs little energy to grow. Very important. It needs less water to grow. So it is complementing our Prime Minister's mission, and requires 1/3 energy compared to timber, and worth 1/8 compared to cement, and 1/50th for processing equivalent mild steel. Imagine the sustainability it can bring. So one bamboo can produce nearly 33,000 feet, that is 10,000 meters of material in 20 years, and at least 12 times more material than normal wood. Fantastic data we already have, but unfortunately we have not made this popular in our country, and I do believe that a lot of work requires to be done. So there are 1,600 species. We do have many species of this in country, and the exceptionally strong and flexible bamboo poles are able to withstand extreme forces imposed on house during the hurricanes and earthquake. This is also a very important aspect, which with the climate change, the way we are experiencing hurricanes or devastations, this is also going to be an important thing. And also they are easier to harvest, transport, and affordable. So again, it has a very good water resistant property and also high durability. So as a sustainable green building material, bamboo provides shelter, transportation, huge variety of useful commercial products, and for eco-friendly daily living. So friends, I think with that background, I would like to update you about Ashocham. Ashocham has taken a green initiative to care for Mother Earth and to complement India's sustainability movement, and have formed this Council for Green and Eco-Friendly Movement. And our program also incidentally takes care of additional credits which we give for natural material like bamboo. And with India Forum, Bamboo Forum, we like to work together and see how this enhancement in credits can be given, so that there is a more awareness about using this product. Use of rapidly renewable bamboo for doors, windows, frames, floor, furniture, and these points are already appearing in our rating system. We all know that the green buildings can bring down energy by 25 to 50%. It can reduce emissions by 39%, water use by 40%, and solid waste by 70%. And all these areas, you can see bamboo can contribute a lot. We all know that the green buildings will have better health productivity, low life cycle cost, reduced liability, better environment, enhanced building marketability, and cost effective design. Again, you can see here, bamboo does give environmental benefits, economic benefit, and social benefit. So it can become a very, very important contribution it can make in sustainable development. With only 5% buildings being classified as green, a lot of people ask me why this gem is started when we have IGBC, GRAP, USGBC operating in the country, and my answer to them is we are at 5%. We started a green building certification movement in the country in 2000. Currently, we have only 6,500 buildings which are registered, and 2,500 plus buildings which are certified. You can imagine 70% of India still to be built by 2030. So to us, unless there is a mass awareness amongst the nation, we will not be able to reach this mission. So so this is something where we started green movement because we have 450,000 members of Ashocham, and we thought if even 10%, 15%, 20% get sensitized, it is a huge work which Ashocham can bring and change the way we are thinking about sustainability in the country. Friends, as per Economic Survey of 1920, India requirement investment of 1.5 trillion US dollars in infrastructure space by 24-25 if we have to achieve our Prime Minister targets. And the construction industry amongst India's fastest growing sector, which was growing 9.2%, can contribute to 10% of country's GDP. And again here, the green building certification projects are going to really make huge difference. We can see in affordable housing sector, there are no projects which are of significance which are coming in this segment. So I think a lot of work needs to be done together. And of course, the COVID-19 green building has become a stronger driver of economic growth and can build back the better by providing 9 million skilled jobs in both the renewable and construction sector by 2030. Government in collaboration with banking sector can together provide fuel to green construction sector. And if India embraces the concept of green building to meet huge demand, it would be a win-win for environment and economy. And again, bamboo can play a very, very important role. Friends, our GEM certification program is very simple, very transparent, and we do believe that architects and engineers can learn this very fast. This is free, available on download, and we do believe any extra cost involved in any certification program will give you back money in maximum 3 years time. And we all know that buildings are built for 50 years and above. Very important thing, our certification program is built on ECBC 2017 and NBC 2016, and it is very simple. But one important feature apart from sustainability, energy, water is it also is mandatory requirement of fire and life safety. So we do believe that building have to be fire and life safety wise free. One very important aspect which we are doing in our certification program is monitoring the energy level, indoor air quality level, water consumption of building from a central command center in Delhi. And this service we are trying to do in just 20,000 rupees and less. And whole idea is to create a data bank for our young professionals, architects, engineers, so that they can do research and innovation work in future. Unfortunately, benchmarking of Indian buildings is at very poor stage post 70 years of independence. So this is a great service ASSOCHAM is going to do. Currently, our certification program is approved by Rajasthan and CRESIL and many other departments, and slowly the recognition is growing. Our proud customers are very, very with confidence putting the certification program plans, and currently we have chapters across the country. And friends, we started our celebration in December with a very huge program which was blessed by Prime Minister and many ministers. And incidentally, this program week happens to be the foundation week for us, and tomorrow Prime Minister is going to address the foundation week tomorrow at 11 o'clock, and you can see the galaxy of ministers already contributing to the cause of ASSOCHAM. And this is something where we are very proud that tomorrow at 11 o'clock, Prime Minister himself is going to come and let us take a pledge to create a green and environmental sustainable country. Once again, thanks to Indian Bamboo Forum for inviting ASSOCHAM and making us part of this excellent journey which you have chosen to take. And I can assure you that we will do all our best to ensure that this awareness reaches masses, and that is where success of bamboo will come to the country. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pankaj Dharkarji. And it is heartening to know this from an industry expert, consultant, and ASSOCHAM, that the initiatives in the direction of environmental sustainability are also supported by you and your organization. Thank you so much for your contribution. Namaste. Our next speaker is Abbasaib Kale, Joint Secretary, Sustainability, Disaster Management and Property Loss Prevention, Global Association for Corporate Services. Global Association for Corporate Services is an association passionately driven by leaders in the field of corporate services across the globe. This is a forum of working professionals from across various sections of corporate services, providing knowledge management, crisis support, and networking opportunities to its members. In its larger role, this domain can provide governance support, structure, and guidance to various governmental, non-governmental organizations to ensure ease of doing business and more realistic and achievable. Today, it is a community of more than 6,000 professionals across India. Environmental responsibility is more than creating an eco-friendly product or initiative. It is about incorporating sustainability into everything we do while using our technology and expertise to innovate on behalf of our customers, our communities, and the planet. Mr. Abbasaheb Kale has found his mission in serving one of the most successful, transparent, and ethical farmer producer group company called Sahyadri Farms. With 23 years of industry experience, 5 plus years in Marsh India in property loss prevention, and 17 plus years in the engineering and infrastructure industry with Lloyd Insulations, he was associated with some of the very large and milestone green building projects in India. He has worked in various capacities from project engineering, planning, application engineering, design, testing, and approvals of various materials and systems. Wide experience in design and engineering of passive fire protection systems and fire safe and structurally sound wall and roofing assembly construction for marine, buildings, and industrial applications. He is participating in personal capacity to strengthen the efforts to improve agriculture, primary education, disaster management with various organizations and individuals working in these sectors. I request Sri Appasaheb Kaleji to enlighten us on the role of his association can play in the bamboo sector.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Vinayak ji.
Good afternoon.
On behalf of Global Association for Corporate Services, I'm thankful to India Bamboo Forum for inviting us for this most important event, promoting sustainability through promotion of bamboo and bamboo-derived products. It's indeed my honor to share the stage with Mr. Suresh Prabhu, Chairman India Bamboo Forum, a member of Parliament, and India Sherpa to G20 and G7. Mr. David Sands, he's my motivation when I started working in this particular domain of bamboo. Mr. Kumar Gupta from Kedai, Mr. Habib Khan, and my guru, Mr. Pankaj Dharkar. It's really enlightening, and to be very frank, first of all, my compliments to India Bamboo Forum for inviting for this particular event, as well as getting this particular material to a next level. At GSS, as Vinayak ji mentioned, we as community are responsible for creating safe and sustainable workplaces for our individual organizations, as well as for the people who work there. While doing, we are always striving for the logical and practical approach for providing necessary thought leadership for our members. We at GSS are very much pleased to know the efforts of India Bamboo Forum for promoting most important material of this decade, which is going to soon replace everything around us. I think whether it is wood, whether it is plastic, or anything which is not environmental friendly, which is not safe, or whatever you say, is going to really get replaced as fast as it can. In our work domain, we are very much positive to feature this material for the best sustainable properties. Most of the corporate houses are walking this path for achieving sustainable development goals led by United Nations. Today, building products made from bamboo account for around, this is global record, 5 to 10% of hardwood interior finishes as flooring, countertops, cabinets, furniture, and the number is growing year by year. As bamboo is growing popularly, the consumption of bamboo products or derived products is growing popularly. we need to look at some of the challenges, and I expect India Bamboo Forum will definitely look at these challenges. Definitely, when you are using bamboo as a common construction material, it is going to get compared with our traditional uh, practices like woodworking and all. And we need to bring that sort of variety, that sort of ease of working with this particular product and the product derived from bamboo. Most important thing, if you talk about sustainable development goals, it can help you. I think SDG number 1, which is about end poverty in all its forms everywhere. Then SDG 7, which is ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Then we have SDG 11, which is make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. We have SDG 12, which is ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. And we have SDG 13, which is take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. If you see the recent global risk report published by World Economic Forum, the pattern for global risk, whether it was on the basis of impact or whether it was on the basis of uh, likelihood, the 5 top most rated risks are getting changed from economical risk to environmental risk. And I think we don't need anybody to tell us that we are going to face real trouble in terms of climate change. We are already facing that. I think season in December never used to be like this. If we do not take steps right now, I think we are getting into severe problems. While we are talking about all these SDGs and why we are talking about our current construction practices, what I personally feel as an enthusiast in construction industry for last 23 years, we can look at this particular product very, very positively. And that's where I would request our friends from India Bamboo Forum to draft a plan, a sure plan, a definite plan, wherein we should have actions listed. And we, as all stakeholders, we have policy and decision makers today. Mr. Prabhu is there. We have architects, we have MEP consultants, we have green consultants and bodies who are going to certify this. And we have users like me from Global Association for Corporate Services. It is our commitment from GSS that we will support this initiative from bottom of our heart. At the same time, I mean, it will be our request, because when we are talking about all those replacements, I think we need to be very, very careful and sensitive. While replacing those products or existing practices, we need definite and reliable data. Data for, say, from the perspective of standards, we need to have variety of standards for variety of products, what we are going to feature. We need to have certifications, which is very important. I was very, very happy after David's presentation when he mentioned that some of the bamboo product assemblies are going to qualify for A1 grade fire protection classification. Because when we are talking about sky high buildings, when we are talking about completely buildings made out of bamboo, I think we need to be really careful about when addressing sustainability, the fire safety aspects of it. So, if with the help of David and people from global domain, we can address this on a proper basis, I don't feel that industry will resist use of this particular product. Availability of a variety of materials is going to be a challenge. I think we need to look at that very, very specifically. Some people will like bamboo in its round form as a natural, you can say, shape, but some may not. And that's where, if you really want to get it to a next level and then get it consumed as a sort of a general construction material, I think we need to think of other forms also. And that's where the real challenge will be. because the captive cost involved for such transformation is going to be a real concern. While talking to you, I am also part of a very innovative organization called Sayani Farms, which is purely owned by farmers. It is by farmers and for farmers. And here we have taken these initiatives to create entire ecosystem for bamboo. We are not only looking at the
About the connectivity. It seems there's some connectivity issue. Can our team help in terms of restoring? Apparently, there is some connectivity issue. We'll wait for a few seconds to see if it can be restored. Okay, I think with that note, we have come to the closure of today's webinar. It is indeed a pleasure to be with so many leaders who all have a unidirectional focus on the sustainable development and global good. I would like to thank Honorable Sri Suresh Prabhuji for the dream that he envisioned years ago and fell in love with bamboo and sustained that love for so long and done everything that is possible to nurture it. We will definitely take advantage of the guiding principles laid out by various industry experts and stakeholders in today's forum. I would also like to thank architect David Sands for inspiring us with the global movements and the success stories that he has created and made bamboo acceptable at a larger forums and users. It was really heartening to see what can be done on a global level. His experience in Vietnam has definite guidelines for us in India, and we can use bamboo for not only construction but at the same time resolving many issues that we face in terms of environmental damages. Environmental concerns pose an urgent attention requirement, and I think bamboo is the only material which will help us fulfill that in multiple ways, right from afforestation, carbon sequestration, livelihoods, increasing the economy for farmers and cultivators, and generating multiple skill areas where the damages caused by the recent pandemic can also be addressed in terms of creating new employabilities and skills to sustain in future. I was impressed by the unanimous support by all the stakeholders and leaders in today's conversation, the way they have readily accepted bamboo as a future material, and their guidelines, their cautions are definitely going to be the important landmarks for us to achieve, as well as precautions to take while promoting bamboo in future. With this, I thank you all the participants for their contributions and creating the future for bamboo. As part of the India Bamboo Forum, I assure that we will work on each and every suggestions and guidelines posed today. I think it will be a milestone for India's progress in the SDG goals. Thank you so much.